Welcome back learners to Nuzub Ma'am Ke online classes. So today we are going to learn chapter 10, editing and formatting in Writer. So in chapter 9, that is previous chapter, we had a little bit introduction about OpenOffice Writer and we are quite familiar with it. So today in this chapter we are going to learn editing and formatting in that. So let's see. So here is our first question and it is that how many ways are there to select text in Writer? So there are two ways to select text in Writer. Now which are those two ways to select text? Both A and B, that is selecting text with the help of mouse and selecting text with the help of keyboard. Now, which key is used to change the cursor position using keyboard? So, arrow key is used to change the cursor position using the keyboard. Then, to select the text after taking the mouse pointer to the particular position, then click on which of key of the mouse. So, you have to click left key. Then, what are the ways of selecting text in Writer? Both A and B, that is using mouse, select the first character of the text and drag it to the last character, and using keyboard, take cursor to the left of the first character and then use shift and arrow key to take the cursor to the last character. So I'll tell you about how to do this practically. So let's go to our OpenOffice Writer. Yes, I have it here. So I have paragraphs here, so it will be easy for you to understand and there will be less wastage of time. So without wasting our time, there were two methods to select text, right? So which was the first one? Yes, the first one was by the help of mouse. So I'll keep my cursor here from where I want it to get selected, and now what I'll do, I'll just click on left key and I'll just drag the cursor till wherever I want selection. For example, I want selection till this sentence. So as you can see, our text is selected. Now the other method is to select the text with the help of keyboard. So what you will do, again keep the cursor from where you want the selection to happen. Now here you have to use arrow keys and shift key. So press shift and press arrow. So you can go further and do selection till wherever you want. For example, I have selected the same sentences. So yes, these were the two methods to select text. Now we will see further questions. Then the consecutive selected text is called block. So what does consecutive means? Consecutive means continuous. For example, I have selected whole paragraph. It will be known as block. Now, which of the following technique selects a word in Writer? So double click selects a word in Writer. Then which of the following technique selects a sentence in Writer? So triple click selects a sentence in Writer, and in OpenOffice Writer, if you click 4 times, whole dash is selected. So whole paragraph is selected. We will see this practically also. Yes, so here first we go for double click. So here I am selecting this. So double click, as you can see, it selects a word. Then if I triple click it, whole sentence got selected. And if I click it 4 times, whole paragraph will be selected. So let's do it. As you can see, whole paragraph is selected. Now let's move to further questions. The whole document can be selected by pressing dash. So whole document can be selected by Ctrl plus A. So we will see this also. For example, I want to select whole document, so I will go for Ctrl and plus A. So yes, as you can see, my whole document is selected. Moving to our next questions. By the help of which key you can select non-consecutive block of document? How you can select non-consecutive? Here I told you the meaning of consecutive, what it was. Yes, continuous, right? So here we wanted discontinued. So what we will select? We will select Control key. Now here I will tell you about what it is telling us. So now if you want to select non-consecutive, means you don't want to select it continuously. For example, you want to select this first paragraph and you want to select this third. So how will you select? So first you can select this paragraph and you can press Control key and you can select this paragraph also. Yes, as you can see here, with the help of Control key we are able to select non-consecutive selection. Let's move to our next questions. What puts the writer in add mode? Shift plus F8 is a shortcut key to put add mode in Writer. Then next question. In add mode, where does the word add appears? So it appears on the status bar. Don't worry, I'll show you this, how to do that. Then how to exit add mode? So you can exit by escape key. So we will see about add mode. So as I go here, how can I activate add mode? You have to go for a shortcut key, that is shift plus F8. So I'll click shift plus F8. So as you can see, add mode has been activated. Now where you will see, don't worry, here is status bar. As I told you in the previous lecture that this is known as status bar, which is in the bottom of the screen. As you can see, this is known as insert mode. We will learn about that also later. But this is known as add mode. As you can see, word add here. Now if I want to escape I can press escape or I can press here. So the mode will be changed. As you can see now it is in standard mode. Yes, back to our questions. In selecting text with the help of menu, we have to go for dash. So if we want to select text with the help of menu, we can go in edit menu, then selection mode, standard or block area. We will do this. Go in edit menu, then we will go in selection mode. You can go for either standard or you can go for either block area. For block area selection, there is a shortcut key present. You can see it, Alt plus Shift plus F8. So here is our next question. What is the shortcut key for block area selection? As I told you now, it is Alt plus Shift plus F8. Then Alt plus Shift plus F8 will work as a toggle case. Now what is toggle case? That means to activate block mode, you have to go for that only, and if you want to deactivate, then also you have to press Alt plus Shift plus F8 key. We will see about this practically also. So as you can see here, how to activate block mode. So either you can go from edit menu. We will go for first from edit menu, that is selection mode, block area, or we can go from shortcut key, that is Alt plus Shift plus F8. Now here our block mode has been activated. Now what does block mode do? It does selection but in the block manner. As you can see here, it is not selecting the whole text. It is selecting like vertically. Now I want to escape this block mode. So how will I escape? So I told you about toggle button, right? So what is that toggle case button? So it is Alt plus Shift plus F8. So the shortcut key which I used to enter this block mode, I am using it to escape also. How many ways are there to undo the most recent change? So to undo the most recent change, there are 3 ways. What are they? We will see. So the first is Ctrl plus Z, that is a shortcut key for undo. Then click undo icon on standard toolbar and click edit and undo. So you can go in edit mode and then undo. We will see how to do this practically also. For example, I type here something like, yes, so I have typed this word. So I want to undo it. Now how I will do? Yes, there are 3 ways. What are the 3 ways? The first was a shortcut key, right? As you can see, by applying Ctrl plus Z, I have undone my action. Now second way to undo is click undo icon on the standard toolbar. So here if I do undo, it will be removed. Then third thing was go in edit menu and then go for undo option. Go in edit and then you can go for undo option. So here we have seen 3 methods to undo, right? Now, how you can see the list of all the changes that can be undo? By clicking on a small triangle near the undo icon. Here, this is undo button, right? So here is the small triangle, and if you click on the small triangle, all the list of our undo actions will be here. Now, redo becomes active only after changes have undo. Have you noticed this? No, right? See, whenever I go for undo, for example, I'll write this word again. Now you can undo from here, but you can't redo it. So if I do undo, then only this button becomes active. So this question is talking about that only, that whenever you do undo, then only redo will become active, right? Now, what are the ways to do redo? So yes, there are also 3 methods for doing redo. The first shortcut key for redo is Ctrl plus Y. Remember it. Then redo icon on standard toolbar and go in edit mode and then redo option. So we will see this also. So yes, I have written this and I'll do undo. The first method was a shortcut key, right? So what was the shortcut key for redoing our actions? So it was very simple, that is Ctrl plus Y. So first I'll go for shortcut key, that is Ctrl plus Y. Yes, as you can see, my action has been redone. Now second method was redo icon on standard toolbar. As you can see, yes, my action has been redone again. Now third method was go in edit menu and redo option. So yes, as you can see, our action has been redone again. So let's move to our next questions. Which of the following is the shortcut key to redo any operation? So as we saw now, it was Ctrl plus Y. Then clicking on the triangle to the right of the redo icon to get a list of the changes that can be redone. So similarly, like undo list, we can get redo list also. As you can see here, we can get actions to redo list also. The process of cutting selected text from one place and pasting it to the other place in the same or other document is known as dash. So it is known as moving. Here in this question, the words cutting and pasting has been bold because here we are giving importance for cutting. It is not copying, it is cutting. So when we cut the selected text, we paste it to the other place. It is known as moving. We will do this practically also. For example, I have selected this paragraph by clicking 4 times and now I want to cut it. So again, there are 3 methods for cutting the text. Either you can go for from menu, either you can go for shortcut key. So first we will go from menu only. As you can see here, cut is given and shortcut key is Ctrl plus X, or you can see icon here also. Now first we will go from menu only. So if I cut the text from here, and as you can see the text which was selected earlier, it has been disappeared. So now I'll paste it here. So this is known as moving. And if I have selected this paragraph and if I copy the text, so here is the copy icon. If I copy the text and paste it here, so here what we are doing from here, paragraph has not been disappeared. So that means we are replicating this paragraph here by copying it. So this was the difference between moving and copying. Dash means that selected text will be replicated at some other places. So yes, as I told you, copying will mean that the text will be replicated. Now, the original contents that are dash remains at the same place. So when it is copied, the original contents remains at same place. Then the text to be selected can be dash. So it can be all of these. That means it can be consecutive also, non-consecutive also, and vertical also. Now you may be wondering what is vertical. Don't be confused. Vertical is the selection which we did with the help of block area selection. Yes, you remember it. Very good. Come on to the next question. Now, how many ways are there to move or copy the text? Yes, there are 4 ways to move or copy the text. We will see one by one. So what are the ways to move or copy the text? So here both A and B, that is using menu and using icon. Second thing is using keyboard and using mouse. So interesting, right? We will see this also. So how to move text using menu options? You can select the text first, go in edit menu, go for cut option and select the position to paste and click edit and paste. So here all of these can be done. So we will do this practical exercise very quickly. I'll select the paragraph, go in edit menu, cut and we'll paste it here only. So yes, as you can see, we have successfully done this exercise. Now let's move to the next exercise, that is how to copy text using menu options. Very simple. Just change you have to do is from edit menu you have to select copy option and then you have to paste it. Remember shortcuts for copy and paste. For copying Ctrl plus C and for pasting Ctrl plus V will be used, and for cutting Ctrl plus X will be used. Now how to move text using mouse. So select the text to be moved and take a mouse pointer to any point to selected text and drag the mouse pointer to the desired position of the text and release the mouse button. So all of these we will see it how we can do it. So for example, if I selected this paragraph and I click on it and I drag it here, yes, as you can see, we have successfully moved our paragraph with the help of mouse. Next question. For copying the selected text using mouse, hold down the dash key while dragging. So you have to hold Control key while dragging. So we will do this also. For example, I select this paragraph. So this paragraph is selected for now. Now I will click Control key while dragging this down. So as you can see, our paragraph has been copied. Now how to move text using keyboard. So how you can move text using keyboard? By using shortcut keys, right? So first you have to select the text to be moved, then press Ctrl plus X, then you can go for select the position to paste and press Ctrl plus V. So you can do all of these. We have to move, right? So first I'll select paragraph till here only. Now I have to move this text. So first I'll go for Ctrl plus X. Remember, for cutting the text, Ctrl plus X is used, and Ctrl plus V for pasting. So as you can see, we have moved our paragraph by the help of keyboard. Then we will see it here, how to copy it with the help of keyboard. Again, select the paragraph. Now go for Ctrl plus C and come in another line, and now you can see Ctrl plus V, and yes, our paragraph has been copied. Yes, how to copy text using keyboard? I have shown you. First you have to select text to be copied, then you can go for Ctrl plus C and select the position to paste, and Ctrl plus V you can be used for pasting it. Then next question, how to copy or move text using icon available on standard toolbar. So yes, first you have to select the text to be copied or moved, then you can go for copy icon or cut icon, then you can go for paste icon. So all of these we will see this also. For example, I want to move this paragraph, so first we'll select this, and now I will use this icon to cut the text. So as you can see, our text has been disappeared. Now here, as you can see, paste icon is available. I'll click on that, and yes, our text has been pasted, but I want to copy it. Now I'll select that paragraph again, and here is copy icon on the standard toolbar, so we'll click on it, and now we'll go to the position where I want to paste it. So here I want to paste it, so I'll simply click paste icon on standard toolbar, and yes, as you can see, our paragraph has been pasted. So finally getting rid from copying and moving. Now moving to our next topic, that is how many ways are there to do find and replace. So basically there are 3 ways. There are three ways, which are they: find and replace icon on standard toolbar, edit menu and then go for find and replace option, or shortcut key, that is Ctrl plus F. We will do this practically also. The first thing was icon on standard toolbar, right? So here is our icon, find and replace. Yes, if I click on it, find and replace dialog box is open. Now second thing was shortcut key, right? So Ctrl plus F was the shortcut key, so we'll go for it also. Yes, as you can see, find and replace dialog box has been opened. And the third option was to go in edit menu and then search for find and replace option. And yes, and let's move to our next question. So to find a word in document, we can use which of the following function key? To find a word, we can go for F5 key. For example, I want a word to be found in this document. I'll click on F5 and yes, as you can see here, we have dialog box, define word. By clicking edit menu and find and replace option, it opens dash dialog box. Find and replace dialog box is opened. Now, next question. Dash can be used to find word that have similar pattern. So what can be used? Wildcard characters can be used to have similar pattern. Now, for any single character, dash wildcard character can be used. So dot is a wildcard character and that can be used for single character. Then dash can be used to find text with any of the character that appear at the specified position. Square bracket can be used. Next question. To omit a letter from search, we can use the dash sign. So to omit a letter, you can use caret sign. Then dash symbol can be used as a paragraph maker. So $sign can be used as paragraph maker. Dash symbol can be used to search the text that contains wildcard character such as $, dot, caret sign or square brackets as text. So they contain it as text. So what we can use? We can use backslash. Then what are the steps to use wildcards and regular expressions while searching and replacing? So what are the steps? All of these. That is, first you have to open find and replace dialog box. Then you have to click more options and select regular expressions option and type your search text with wildcard character in the search box and replacement text, if any, in the replace with box. So we'll tell you how this works. First of all, now we want first find and replace, right? We can go for shortcut key, that is Ctrl plus F. And yes, as you have seen here, there is a find and replace dialog box open. You can go in more options. In my laptop, the regular expressions is already selected, but by default it is not selected. I have selected it. So yes, as you can see here, you can select this and now you can type the word which you want to search, and then as it is a single character, you can press dot key also, and if you want to replace it with any, you can replace it also. Then we will see next question. If standard toolbar is not visible, you can display it using Viv menu toolbar standard. So we'll show you here. Here it is visible, but if in case it is not visible, what you will do? Go in Viv menu, then here as you can see toolbars option, and you can go here in standard. So if I click here, it will be not visible. So do you want to see it? Yes, as you can see, I have clicked and it is not visible. Now I want to make it visible again. Go in Viv menu, go for toolbars, and again standard toolbar. Where it is it? Click here. As you can see, my standard toolbar is back on the place. Now further, by the help of dash option, one can replace Bombay word with Mumbai word by the help of find and replace. We will do this practically also. For example, I write here Bombay. Yes, and I select this word. I go for find and replace. Now I want to replace it with Mumbai, right? So I'll type here Mumbai and I'll find it and I'll replace it also. So yes, as you can see, our Bombay word is replaced at Mumbai. Let's move to the next question very quickly. So a character which is not found on a standard keyboard is called dash. So they are called special characters. The example of special characters are here, that is both NB, that is yen sign, $sign, half and micro sign. All of these are special characters and these signs do not exist on standard keyboard, right? So how you can insert it? Place the cursor where you want to insert special character, go to insert menu and select special character. The special character dialog box will be opened. Select the characters to be inserted and in order, then click OK. So we will do this now. For example, I have to insert any special character here. So what I'll do, first I will place the cursor here where I want to insert. Then I'll go to insert menu. Here it is. And then I'll go for special characters. Now I'll select the special characters which I want to be added. Now here, for example, I want to add this smiley face. So I'll select this character. Then I want to add one more character, that is divide. So I have selected these two special characters and I want to add them. As you can see in this dialog box, that is in left corner where characters have been written, it is displaying us the characters which we have selected. Yes, as you can see, I have selected first the smiley face and then a divide sign type of thing. So these two special characters are selected here, which is showing it. And in the right bottom corner, it is showing the special character which is currently being selected with its code. So I'll type OK, and as you can see, our both special characters are here. Let's move to the next question. Dash will appear in the lower left side of the special character dialog box. As I told you, lower left side. So what it was? Selected special character. And the dash will display in the lower right corner of the special character dialog box. Yes, in lower right corner, what was? Selected character with its code. Then dash is the most common requirement in creation of any document, so it is the most widely used feature of any word processor. So it is formatting paragraph. Yes, all may know, right? Formatting paragraph is a very common requirement. Then next question. Several options in the form of dash are available for formatting paragraph in Writer. So in the form of buttons, they are available. Then how to open the styles and formatting window? How you can open it? Yes, all of these. That is styles and formatting icon on the formatting toolbar. Then you can go for styles and formatting icon on sidebar, or you can go for format, styles and formatting, or there is a shortcut key, that is F11. So we will see this practically also. I want to open now styles and formatting window. So first I'll go for icon here. So yes, as you can see here in format toolbar, you can see an icon of styles and formatting, and here it is displaying a shortcut key also, that is F11. So first I'll click on this icon. Yes, as you can see, we have opened it. And second is F11 key. So we will go for that option also. Then third was to open it from format menu, right? Go for format and then you can go for styles and formatting. So yes, as you can see, we have opened it. Moving to our next question. Dash window will give different options like paragraph style, text body, etc. So which will give? Yes, styles and formatting. We'll show you. Now go in format menu, styles and formatting. Yes, as you can see, our styles and formatting window has been opened. You can see here text body and default style, and you can see different styles here. That is, this is paragraph style, and this is character style, frame style, page style, and list style. So basically there are 5 styles here. Dash can be used for formatting paragraphs. So what can be used for formatting paragraphs? Obviously paragraph styles, right? Then what options are available on formatting toolbar? All of these, that is font window, font size window, on or off for bold, italic, underline. Then we can see alignment. There are 4 types of alignment. We will see it. Numbering and bulleting, increase and decrease, indents, font color, highlight, background color, all of these. So we will see this one by one here. So this is known as format. Now here, this is style window, and then font window, font size window. This is bold, italic, underline. There are 4 alignments here. First is left, second is center, third is right, and fourth is justified. And these are bullets and numberings. You can decrease indent by this, and you can increase indent by this icon. Then this is font color, highlighting, and background color. Now dash option allows us to change the style of numbering. If you want to change the style of numbering, you can go for numbering option. Then dash option allows us to change the symbol for bulleting. If you want to change the symbol for bulleting, you can go for bullet option. Now what are the 4 types of alignment to align the paragraph? I told you now only. Which was it? Yes, left, center, right, and justified. Now, when using justified text, the last line of the paragraph is aligned to the dash. The last line is aligned to the left. We will see it here. Now I'll click on this paragraph and I'll go for justified alignment. And as you can see, our last line is aligned to the left side. The numbering or bulleting icon is available on the dash toolbar. So it is available on formatting toolbar. Now, press the dash key in the beginning of the line to create the nested list. So you can press tab key. Now, while creating numbering list, we can go up to which of the following level in the case of nested list. So in the case of nested list, you can go till the level of 10. Then select the dash option to create list with a mixture of numbering and bullets. So you have to go for option bullets and numbering. Now, dash spelling checker checks each word as we type. So what will check? Yes, auto spell check. Writer puts a dash line under any misspelled words. So red wavy line. I'll show you here. So as you can see here, and now this icon is for auto spell check, as you can see here, and it is activated now. I give tabs. Now for example, I'll write any misspelled word. For example, I write wrong spelling of computer, and it will show a red wavy line because it is misspelled. So either you can ignore it or you can add this word to the dictionary. Next question we have, misspelled words means the words that are not in its dictionary. The words which are misspelled or the words which have red wavy lines, that means that words are not installed in the system's dictionary. Then what are the ways to check spelling and grammar? First is you can go in tools and go for spelling and grammar. Then you can go for shortcut key, that is F7, and then you can go for spelling and grammar icon on standard toolbar. We will do this practically also. So here, as you can see, here is our icon, so you can go for it. Then second method was a shortcut key, right? Which was the shortcut key? Remember, come on, it is F7. Very good. Then third is you can go in tools menu and then you can go for spelling and grammar check. Then we will see next questions. Which of the following menu is used to check for spelling? So which menu is it? Yes, tools menu. Then the red line will disappear if it is dash available on the pressing right click. Either you can correct that word, either you can ignore that word. So how you will correct or ignore that word? So we will see it here. If I'll correct this word, red line will be disappeared. But if I won't correct this word, I'll select this word, go in spelling and grammar check. Now here I will ignore once, or you can ignore it all. So you can ignore all the words which are going to come in future, or you can go for suggestions also like this. Now either I can change it, or if I want to add this particular word in dictionary, I can add it also from this. For now I'll change it from here and I'll close it. So yes, as you can see, we have changed the word. Now if you don't know the correct spelling, dash click on the word to get possible suggested words with several menu options. So you can go for right click and you will get suggestions. Now dash is used to add a word to dictionary. So right click and add. You can go for right click and add the word to dictionary also. Now what option available in spelling and grammar check dialog box? So all of these options are available, that is ignore once, ignore all, add, change and change all. So we will see this. Type any company's name which I want to add in dictionary. As this word is not in its dictionary, this will show as it is misspelled. Now I'll go for spelling and grammar check. This dialog box will be opened. Now here, as you can see, we have suggestions here, or either I can ignore it. As you can see, add option is also there, or we can autocorrect it and you can change it all of the words like this. For now, time being, I have to add this word. So I'll go in this option, add option. From now, whenever I type this word, it will not show a red wavy line. As you can see, it is not showing a red wavy line. So that means that this word is now available in dictionary. Now, dash click on a word or phrase whose meaning you are looking for and select dash option from the pop-up menu. You can go for right click and you can select synonyms from pop-up menu. So we will see this also. For example, I select this word and I go for synonyms here. And as you can see, these are synonyms. So all of these can be used as synonyms, or you can go for thesaurus. We will see questions related to this now only. So yes, in which menu the thesaurus option is available? In the menu of tools, you can go for language option and then you will be able to have this thesaurus. So we will see this in the menu of tools. Then we have to go to language option, right? And you can select thesaurus here. And there is a shortcut key for also. That is Ctrl plus F7. Yes, as you can see, thesaurus dialog box is open. Which is the shortcut key for thesaurus? Yes, as I told you, which is it? Yes, Ctrl plus F7. Now, spellings are corrected automatically in writer because of the which of the following feature. So it will be auto-corrected by autocorrect feature. Now, autocorrect option is available in which menu? So it is available in tools menu. So here, go in tools menu, and so here is our autocorrect option. So you can autocorrect the words which you want to. By default, autocorrect is on. If you don't want to use, you can turn it off by clicking. You have to go for format menu, then go for autocorrect and while typing. So how we will do? We will see it. First, we have to go in format menu, then go for autocorrect, and then you can go for while typing. Now, dash tries to guess which word you are typing and offers to complete the word for you when you type 2 or 3 characters of that word. So this feature has been powered by autocomplete. Autocomplete feature tries to complete the word for you. Now, to accept the suggestion given by the help of word completion, you have to press enter. For example, I type a word here like yes. So as you can see, if I type SUN, it provides us Sunday options. If I want to keep it, I have to click enter, and as you can see, I have typed Sunday. Now, to enable or disable word completion, you have to select dash and then you can go for autocorrect option, word completion, and select or deselect enable word completion. So you have to go for tools menu. Then dash can store text, tables, fields and other items for reuse and assign them to key combination for easy retrieval. So correct option is auto text. Then auto text is available in which menu? So it is available in edit menu. As you can see here, so here auto text is available and there is a shortcut key for that also, that is Ctrl plus F3. Now what is the shortcut key for auto text? I told you now only, it is Ctrl plus F3. Next question. Writer will suggest a dash letter shortcut which can be changed later. So it will suggest you one letter shortcut. Which of the following category is available for auto text entry? So all of these categories are available. We will see it here. Go in edit menu, go for auto text, and yes, as you can see, auto text dialog box have been opened and you have business cards here, work, my auto text, then you have only for templates, standard. So all of these options you have here. Now click the auto text button on the right of the dialog box and select dash. So you have to select new and dash are placed in the margin. So line numbering are placed in the margin. In dash layout view, one can see line numbers on the screen. So in print layout, you can see line numbers on the screen. Click tools and then you can go for line numbering. We will see this here. You can go for tools. You can go for line numbering like this. And here you can show numbering and okay. Now we want to disable it. Again go for tools. Again go for line numbering and you can disable it. And one more thing, you can add intervals also. Now we will disable it and we'll click OK. So yes, it is disabled now. In line numbering, you can also set dash for the next number. So you can set interval. Yes, as I told you earlier, dash mode, the text already typed after the cursor position shift forward to make a room for the next text you are typing. So in insert mode, the text already typed after the cursor position shifts forward to make a room for the text you are typing. And in dash mode, whatever we are typing will replace the text already typed on those positions. So in overwrite mode, it can be said that text will be overwritten. So I'll show you these two modes. Yes, so now as you can see here, this is our writer interface and this is known as status bar. As I told you earlier, you can see here there is insert. So now insert mode is on, but if I want to change the mode, I'll click insert key which is on the keyboard. Yes, as you can see, the mode has been changed and it is now overwrite mode. So yes, we saw both the modes. Now press dash key on the keyboard to change modes, that is from insert to overwrite and vice versa. So you have to click insert key. Now the current mode is displayed on the dash. So it is displayed on status bar. I showed you right now. Choose the dash to count the characters and words in the document. So you can go for tools menu and then word count. Go in tools menu and you can select word count here and word count dialog box will be opened. So we have seen word count facility also. Now you can also see the number of words and characters in the entire document you can see it in file menu, properties and statistics. We will see this also. So you have to go in file menu, then you can go in properties option and you can go for statistics. So yes, as you can see, number of words and number of characters here and you can update it from here also. Then next question. To change the case of text, select the text and choose dash. So you have to choose format menu and then change case. So for example, I want to change the case for this paragraph, entire paragraph. So I'll go for format menu and then I'll go for change case. And if I want lowercase, so in lowercase, all the characters will be small letters. That means they will not be capital letters. And if I go for another case, so I'll go for format menu and then I'll go for change case. If I go for uppercase, all the letters will be capital letters. And if we say capitalize every word, that means in every word, first character will be capitalized. And then in toggle case, it will be reversed. That means the characters which were in capital, it will turn to small, and which were small, it will turn to capital. As you can see, this is our toggle case and we will select it and we will make it to the normal, or we can make it to the sentence case. So now here there are dash options are available for changing the case. There are 5 options and we saw 5, all of them. Then in dash case, first character of the first word and first character of any proper noun will be capitalized. So in the sentence case, this will happen, and dash is considered as the end of the sentence, dot is considered as the end of sentence. Then dash case is used when we don't want any character capital. So if we don't want any character capital, you can go for lowercase. Dash is used when we want all characters to be capital. So here go for uppercase. Then in toggle case option will change every letter to the opposite. Yes, as you can see in the name also here, toggle case is written in that way only. It will change every letter to its opposite. Then here we end this topic, and thanks for watching. I hope you like this video, and if you have any questions you can mail us or you can reach out to us on our website, and there is a Google form link in description. Go through it, and I hope you like this and you have got this. Thank you.